Dr. J.
All right, it is time for the Optic Poet, Dr. J, once again here on the Beta Files. How's it going, man?
It's okay. I want to send my family away.
I hate my house.
I hate my house. I want my money back. I want my family to come back, but in order to come back, they got to leave first. So,
yeah. All right. So I haven't told you the topic.
no,
I told you it was for you, but you brought up Facebook, so I have to tell you what the topic is, because we noticed something. I noticed something last week in the first one. I said, social media is going to get better and all this. And yeah. And then my wife pointed out to me, she said, it hasn't gotten better. It's gotten worse. But then you noted right before we started this, I've come off Facebook and we were talking about getting a hold of a former student and friend. And you said, if you still have Facebook, you could contact him that way. But just based on what I've seen with my wife and the Facebook mess that's going on with her, no. Mm-mm.
People have found a way to politicize a virus.
They have politicized everything. They politicized masks. My most recent article is about just how stupid we've gotten over this.
I'm amazed at what I'm seeing, because you had hoped, you in particular had hoped, and I had hoped with you, rather foolishly, but that there would be some sort of solidarity from all this.
Yeah.
And in other countries, there actually is solidarity. There's solidarity in the UK, for example. By and large, there are some dissenting voices, but the country overall believes that this quarantine needs to go on.
Yeah.
In fact, there are people who are a little nervous because they're starting to loosen up on the lockdown.
Yeah, I told you about this I guess it was last week. I don't know when we were talking that, I read an article where the most recent Gallup poll was that 70% of Americans want to take this slow, want to do this deliberately. They don't want to rush into it. They're afraid. A lot of people are scared out there.
North Carolina's taking it slow, and there are some people who are saying slow down.
Yeah.
I mean, we're actually doing what you're supposed to do. The good news for us is we never hit a peak.
Yeah.
Kept it level.
Yeah.
But the people have found a way, like the protesters who've gone out to the State House. I know.
So let me go ahead and just reference and say this. It's going to have to get political. So we are going to get political.
I can't help it. I'm trying so hard.
I know.
But when you've got people who think they know something that medical doctors and virologists don't know, that transcends politics and goes straight into the realm of stupid.
It does.
This has nothing to do with party anymore. This is just dumb.
Yeah.
We could do an entire episode on fear or distrust of experts.
Yeah.
Right. The same group who wants their freedom also has a serious problem with global warming. They don't know anything about virology. They don't know anything about environmental science, but they have very strong opinions about both of these things.
And so they're right.
Yeah. It's Krieger syndrome.
Well, I think that's the problem, that opinion has become fact.
Yes. Well, alternative facts.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And social media, I really am. Again, I was hoping it would create solidarity. We'd forget our differences for a while.
Well, for a hot minute, we did.
We did.
And then a certain cable news channel
Well, and then going to and then a politician going to Instagram and saying that they need to liberate their states.
Yeah. Twitter.
This is after the White House had published guidelines that, quite frankly, if followed well, make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The president and his administration did a really good job at laying out 3 phases of loosening restrictions, and it made a lot of sense.
It did.
And then he goes on Twitter and says, liberate your state. So he does something really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then he undercuts the thing he did that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't tell those people who are protesting, look, we're actually following the advice of the president.
Mm-hmm.
But which advice are we following? The part where it says liberate our state, or the part where he says be responsible? He came out against Georgia. He's sending mixed messages. He came out against the governor of Georgia and said he's moving too quickly.
Yeah.
And then he tweets, liberate your state.
Yep.
You have got to choose a stance, one or the other. Just pick one and stick with it.
Did you see what happened in Wisconsin yesterday?
No.
Or the day before? It was in the past 48 hours. The Wisconsin State Supreme Court ruled that the governor's stay-at-home order was wrong. He had no basis to do it, so they got rid of it, and now there's nothing in Wisconsin. Nothing. So they can do whatever they want.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. This is going to spread.
Yeah. Well, especially in which one is Republican, red or blue?
Red.
See, this is a true moderate right here, because I don't know which color is which.
Oh, I know what color
it's all purple to me.
Red is, and for me, it's obnoxious because red is supposed to be the color of the revolution, right? The color of Marxism, and no, the Republican Party had to co-opt it. So I got to say,
maybe secretly they are Marxists. That's why.
They're destroying the country so they can rebuild it anew. Comrade. No. This is going to spread, and it's going to spread. You're going to say it's going to spread in the red states?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will. It won't happen here.
Where there's a really deep Republican presence.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Alabama.
South Carolina.
Well, Tennessee is being like North Carolina. They're going slow and deliberate. They're being smart about it. So maybe some hope there.
Yeah. Well, did you watch yesterday's press conference with the governor? He's being sued.
Which one?
By whom? I don't know. Governor Cooper is being sued for infringing upon First Amendment rights.
My God.
Because he's not allowing people to go to church.
Part of the order that we just got last week was that churches could start reassembling. They just have to do it in the parking lots.
That's right. Outside. I don't know how they're going to get past that one, but yeah, it's a recent lawsuit, and he was asked about it, and he didn't really know what to say. I mean, he knew about the suit, but it's just like, what do you say to that?
I want to thank all the people who sued me.
Probably because he loves to thank people. Well, I think we live in a great nation. The fact that we can sue people is proof of that. So I would like to thank the people who are suing me for exercising their rights as American citizens. I love that guy. He can turn anything into a thank you. Doesn't matter.
An assassination plot against him. I want to thank the young man who shot at me for exercising his Second Amendment rights.
I hope this proves to everyone that I am for the Second Amendment.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Social media is making it worse because there's so much fake news.
Yeah.
That people are buying into. and then using memes, and they've always done this, using memes as evidence for a claim.
Just it drives me insane.
What I am afraid of for the younger generation is, as sophisticated as they are, when they do start getting their news, where are they going to get it, and is it going to be reliable?
Yeah.
And are they going to know the difference? Because
Well,
right now they don't care about the news. They don't care.
I'll tell you something that my 17-year-old told me last night when we went to Lucas's little graduation thing. He looked at me. We were talking about news, and he said, "Dad, I've just gotten to where I will not watch the cable news channels." I was like, "That's good." He said, "I'll listen to NPR sometimes." He said, "But mostly I'm reading the newspapers." I was like, "Thank God."
That's encouraging.
You know, now he's not the normal, right? I mean, this is a very smart kid who tries to broaden his knowledge, but he's not the only one. Saying that, he's not the only one, because you and I have talked about stuff that your son has done.
Yeah.
You know, so there is hope. If you're talking about two kids in this very small area of the country, there's more of them. And when you look at the Parkland kids, especially the ones that were out front, they were highly intelligent, and they were very knowledgeable of what was happening in political and current events.
They're media savvy.
Yeah. They were very intelligent. So they're getting that from somewhere. They're not getting it from Twitter, and they're not getting it from Facebook.
And they're not
getting it from Snapchat.
Or their parents.
Or their parents. Yeah, they're getting it from somewhere else. So all we can do is hope that they continue to get wherever they're getting that filter, they keep using that filter. Because they are smart enough to decipher what's real and what's not.
Well, I think the good news is they hate Facebook. That's the good news.
Yeah.
And they hate Twitter.
Yeah.
They love Instagram.
Yeah. Well, and they love Snapchat.
Yeah, and that's encouraging.
But they treat those as entertainment.
Yeah.
Those aren't news sources. As
opposed to a lot of boomers and Gen Xers who treat social media as a means of getting news.
Yeah, and millennials. The older millennials are treating it as a news source.
That's discouraging.
It is, which is, we talked about why I got off Facebook. I left Twitter at the same time because my Twitter feed was nothing but Trump's an idiot. That's all my Twitter feed was. Trump's an idiot. You get tired of seeing, do something different. When I first joined Twitter, it wasn't this person's an idiot. It was, I ran to the store today and saw something hilarious, or hashtag, grocery store stories or whatever.
Yeah.
Just stupid things. That was fun. It was fun. But then it turned into the cesspool that it is now. And that's all I saw on my Twitter feed was Trump's an idiot. That's it. Now, again, the thing with Twitter is you get to control who you follow. But by the time we're talking, when I finally ended my relationship with Twitter, those are contacts or people that I had signed up to follow over, almost 10 years of being on Twitter, or however long it was, 8 years, 7 years, somewhere in there. 2012, I think it's so 8 years on Twitter.
Yeah. And
in order to purge it, I'd have to go through a list, hundreds of names long, to pick out the ones that I don't want to follow anymore. That's exhausting. Just get off the platform. Because it's not doing me any good.
No, you're not better off for doing it.
Yeah.
In fact, I would make the claim that we're actually worse off.
Yeah.
Unless we can limit it to our friends and they can limit themselves to talking about what happened that day.
Right.
I don't think social media is good for us.
Yeah. Shoot. I'll get it to you. I'll shoot you the title. I'm telling you, I thought it was called Unmasked. I'll get it to you so you can check it out. It's interesting. One of the theories persisted put forward in the movie is that they killed JFK because he was getting ready to talk about the aliens.
Is this real?
Yes. You gotta see it. It's so good.
Is it serious?
Well, every documentary like that makes it seem like it's serious. You just got to watch it.
It's not a mockumentary.
No, it's like a real deal. But it's so much fun, dude. I love these things. I love them.
Yeah, this is why you keep trying to get me to watch The Tiger King.
Yes, because it's just so much fun.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's 99% bullshit, but it's so much fun. Talk about entertainment.
I was going to say that one statement summarizes or sums up everything we've said today about social media. It's 99% bullshit. It's so much fun.
It is. All right, I'm going to let you go.
All right.
This has been the Optic Poet with Dr. J. Thank you so much, buddy, and we will do this again next week.
Indeed.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Now it's time for Dr. J.